The Accursed Kings is a French novel series that was published between 1955 and 1977. There are currently 2 TV series adaptions for this popular retelling about the dramatic and treacherous events surrounding the French monarchy during the reign of the last Capetian kings and the beginning of the House of Valois. Before we get started, I want to preface by stating I am not French and do not speak French. Therefore, I feel inadequate in my ability to judge some elements of the storytelling. So these are just my thoughts, and I would love to hear about yours in the comments. The first version we're looking at is the adaptation from 1972. In this very theatrical performance of the story, we start with the cast all standing on the stage as if in a portrait, as the narrator explains who our cast is one at a time. Then we watch the infamous trial and execution of the last Grand Master of the Knights of Templar, who curses King Philip IV of France and his descendants. Our main story follows King Philip IV and his 3 sons, who each take a short turn on the throne. Each arc follows a different king. We learn about their loves, their struggles, and all of the people surrounding them getting in their way. It navigates with clear narration through real historical events leading up to the 100 Years' War between England and France. This feels like a very long and intense day at the theater. The focus is definitely on the acting and character-driven storytelling. The acting is top-notch, and I can understand why this adaptation has earned a cult following and is considered one of the best French historical series ever made. This has an extremely large cast of main characters who at some point each have their chance in the limelight. Think Game of Thrones or I, Claudius style. The costuming and sets are very minimalistic compared to other historical productions. Most of the backgrounds are obviously painted or projections. For the true theater nerd, this is not a bad thing at all. But I imagine for some audiences today, this would be a deterrent. I appreciated the straightforward and realistic storytelling that was easy to follow and relatable. However, at times, the pace was very slow. I found myself extremely engaged and interested in some parts, and then it would slow down and I'd have to make myself keep reading the subtitles. Overall, a great series that I would recommend, but maybe not for those of you who are looking for high production value, soap opera levels of drama, or big battle sequences. Released originally in 1972, it's 6 episodes, roughly 90 minutes each, not officially rated, but I would say all ages are probably fine. The other version we're looking at is the adaptation from 2005. King Philip IV needs money and asks the leader of the Knights Templar to help him out. Little do the knights know that their refusal will end in their extinction. Little does the king know this decision will end with a curse that sets off a chain of dramatic events. But is it really the knight's curse? Or is it the greed of a quarreling aunt and nephew who are really to blame for the downfall of the Capetian kings? Again, each arc follows the next king in line for the French throne and how dramatic their lives are. Around every corner, someone is trying to poison someone or cast a spell on them, or air out their dirty laundry for the whole court to debate about. Being from the same source material, this of course has the same characters and tells the same story, but the tone leans more towards the fantastical elements. Instead of focusing on each character, the emphasis is on the major rivalry between aunt and nephew, upping the soapy style drama times 10. This is a much more cinematic experience. There was a great review that said the costumes are a mix of Mad Max and Xena with an occasional period gown thrown in, which I agree, just add lots of shiny vinyl. The sets are equally dramatic with dark gothic themes. I know this might be blasphemous to some, but personally, I liked this version just as much as the original, but for very different reasons. I would recommend it for those of you who are looking for something more fast-paced, more emphasis on the soapy drama, and a higher age rating. Released in 2005, it's 5 episodes, roughly 90 minutes each, not officially rated, but I would say 13+ for light nudity and violence. So, which version of the Accursed Kings do you think you'd enjoy most? If you're looking for a more traditional theatrical experience with intense but subtle artistic storytelling, then the 1972 version might be your pick. But if you're interested in a more modern cinematic interpretation, with the drama volume turned up, the 2005 version may be your best bet. FYI, a new film adaptation was announced to be in development in late 2024, so we can all look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out my playlists for more movie and TV comparisons and how to watch historical media in chronological order. Happy watching!